Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about Power Rangers Beast Morphers episode 17, Ranger Reveal. It feels kind of weird because I feel like I'm properly reviewing it, like sitting down talking like a TV show back here in England. It just feels kind of weird, like film review. So if you like this sort of content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. The episode opens up with the Rangers waiting outside the TV show. They're waiting for the movie actress from the Hydra Worm called Nikki Reeve, or Rev, to arrive because Zoey's mom, Muriel, is actually waiting there to kind of interview her. She'll think that her career will skyrocket as soon as she interviews this person. One thing I really like about this is the series seems to pick up on a ton of different things that's happened in the previous episodes rather than something kind of like much later or forgetting about it. So linking this in with the Hydra Worm was kind of perfect for me. I really do feel like I'm just kind of like talking on like the movie news or something. Ben and Betty are kind of outside and Ben's jumping up and down because he wants to get closer, but again, I don't think he's too far back or there's a lot of people in front of him. So his sister Betty has this kind of like selfie thing, which is like a super selfie rod, which then shoots straight forward, and you know they do switch between the camera as you know from where it is, so from here to here and stuff like that. That's really cool. But it kind of gets stuck on a truck and then kind of like flings them into leaves. I thought it was manure at first, that's what I thought, but it's just leaves. And as the van just kind of like disappears and stuff like that, you see that they're getting stuck behind it. Nikki contacts Zoey's mum and says that she's not able to do the interview. This kind of lets Zoey's mum down, but she does it in a kind of very professional manner. She doesn't like kind of go or anything like that, but she notifies everybody in the area. Now, this is when Vargolye suddenly appears out of nowhere and starts attacking everyone at the TV center. The cameraman has got his camera recorded straight on what's happening, but because he runs off in panic or gets shot at, he drops the camera and the camera starts to record. It's pointed straight at the Rangers and no one knows that this is recording. So while everyone has kind of just disappeared, the Rangers morph and pretty much the camera picks all of it up. Vargolye uses all the powers that he has accumulated from the Rangers, and the Rangers are very kind of shocked on what's going on. They don't know how he's got the power, they don't know how or why, but he's using it against the Rangers. So first of all, you have Devon up with his super speed, so obviously Vargolye uses super speed. When Ravi picks up this stone like kind of seat, he throws it at Vargolye and Vargolye just punches it back at him and it kind of explodes. And this is when Zoey jumps up ready to do a kick. This is when Vargolye then jumps up and kicks her straight down. As they're fighting, Vargolye and Devon exchange blasts from the blasters, their kind of weapons, and Vargolye's blast actually hits the camera, damaging it, but not damaging it too much for it to kind of stop working. This is when Vargolye runs out of Morph X and actually teleports away, and the Rangers are all kind of wondering what's going on. They're going like, how did this happen? Nate then comes up and says like, you know, somehow they've copied their abilities. If they get back to the lab, they'll be able to kind of sort it. So, as the Rangers all run off, Zoey's mum as well as the cameraman rush outside. They find that the camera has been recording the entire time, although it has been damaged, so they decide to take it into the actual building to see if they can find it. Zoey's mum has come to the conclusion that the camera was recording at the entire time, and the Rangers have morphed and they are straight on camera. This is when they find out the memory card inside the camera has been damaged, but you know, it will take a couple of hours to repair, which the cameraman starts to do so. Meanwhile, as Muriel gets really excited knowing that this is going to be a big scoop, better than what Nikki does, she then decides to head over to the kind of TV studio to tell her boss exactly what's happening. As she does this, she bumps into Zoey, where she tells her everything and says, hey, you know, we've got the Rangers on camera. This is what we're going to be doing. And we're going to be telling everybody in Coral Harbour, I think it's called Coral Harbour. If it is, let me know down below in the comments, that they're going to broadcast the Rangers' secret identities because the Rangers will become famous and everybody wants to be famous. So that's where we get with that part. As Zoey's mum has told her what's going on, she then turns around and puts on this kind of brave face, but then is kind of really scared that if the Rangers' identity gets out as well as her own, then things are going to happen, and she doesn't want that whatsoever. We now come to the cyber dimension where Vargolye is talking to Evox about the memory pulsator, or pulse, whatever it is. With this, it'll be able to change the Rangers' memories completely, free, so that therefore they can do whatever they want. And it's a great idea, and it's one that I will talk about later on. But then Blaze and Roxy kind of walk straight in, and they start kind of talking about it, saying like they've got this idea, but then all of a sudden Vargolye has it, and they're like, hang on a minute, that's our idea, how did you get this? Vargolye reveals that Skruzzle was the one that was able to kind of get the schematics, but then also build it. And this is when Blaze goes like crazy, having a go at Skruzzle, and Evox kind of steps in, I think, and just goes, hey, you know, whichever one works, this is what we need. And it's kind of really interesting because I really like what they're going to be doing, but we'll find out about that one in the next episode. We now come to the gym where Ben is trying to fix the selfie extender and is not having the greatest of luck on this one. So we switch to Zoey talking to the other Rangers, saying that the mum is going to expose them. She's going to tell Coal Harbour everything about the Rangers and what they look like, and etc, etc. They kind of start talking a bit about fame and saying that, you know, it may be a good thing. But as Ben is finishing off the repairs and Betty is sat there kind of excited that it's going to be finished, they extend it over and it grabs the kind of wig off Nikki from the actual film of the Hydra Worm. Everybody goes absolutely ballistic, and it's like, oh my god, this is amazing, we need to like get an autograph, you know, pretty much mob mentality, but they're all really excited. At this point, the Rangers step in and say she's got a prior engagement and they have to get her out of there. Meanwhile, back in the Cyber Dimension, Skruzzle and Blaze have got a new monster called Tron, basically an energy-based monster, and then they send him off into the city, but then also send a Gigadrone in to kind of start the attack on the city. Meanwhile, the Rangers back at the gym have actually got Nikki out of there completely, and she says, like, you know, this is what happens with fame, and she's really, really grateful. So the Rangers kind of all come to the conclusion that if their secret identities kind of get leaked out, then they'll just be mobbed all over. So this is not a good thing. They get the call to say that the Gigadrone has landed and there is a monster down the city. So Nate and Steel go off to deal with the Gigadrone, where Devin, Rav, and Zoey all go down to attack Tron. Devin, Rav, and Zoey actually meet the monster. They morph and then they go straight in for the fight. It starts getting kind of cool, and when they start to use their energy weapons, Tron just grabs the energy and throws it back at them, causing them to be damaged. So this is when they switch to melee weapons only and start going in for the attack. Nate and Steel are fighting the Gigadrone and they need Devin's help. So after a while, Devin runs off to go help them, and you see him get in the Zord and kind of drive away. Meanwhile, Vargolye is actually on top of the TV station. He decides to put his device to work, so that therefore in the next episode we see exactly what happens to it. It's actually kind of a really good place to put it, because I wouldn't have thought about it straight away, and especially when it activates, not many people would remember, and that's a really cool thing, and this thing could go on for some time. But I digress, let's continue. Ravi and Zoey are still taking on Tron, and then they decide to use their weapons to kind of take them out. Now, one thing I did see in this is I saw that Ravi uses an energy weapon, so you kind of think that maybe Tron could have used that, but in the end he is destroyed, and thus therefore that's it. When Ravi and Zoey have taken down Tron, they rush off to the TV station to stop Zoey's mum from actually spilling the beans and telling the entire world, or mainly the whole city, who the Power Rangers are. Devin takes down the Gigadrone quite easily, and that's pretty much it. At the TV station, the memory card is about to be repaired, and they're all about to go on the news to start talking. Zoey is now given the chance to actually interview Nikki, because apparently she's now kind of ex-news now that the Rangers are here. So basically Zoey interviews her, asks her the main question of what it's like being a celebrity, and Nikki just kind of gives like the simple kind of answer of like, it's great at times, but you get kind of like mobbed by a lot of people, and therefore that's it. It's meant to be kind of a lesson. So when Zoey's mum actually hears about all this, she decides not to mention anything about the Rangers' identity because she doesn't want the same mentality to happen to them. So in the end, she destroys the memory card and says, look, the Rangers' identity is going to be a secret. No one is going to know about this, etc, etc. With this, Zoey's boss is really, really happy, saying that that was a great thing. And I think that she's going to go places and everything's kind of really happy about it. Zoe's mum then realizes exactly what Zoey did, and she's really kind of pleased and says that, you know, she will never kind of do that ever again or kind of reveal it. We jump back to the cyber dimension at the very end, and we find out that Vargolye and Scrozzle are about to activate the second plan, which is going to be in the next episode. This episode wasn't too bad. I generally think it was kind of more wholesome episode. It did have some really cool things in there. I really like the fact that Varga was about to whip the Rangers and kind of defeat them really, really quickly. And I really like the surprise that Varga had for the Rangers using their abilities. I think it was kind of a whoa, what the frick moment. But it was just kind of interesting to see that. I really like the plan that they've put in place, and I kind of really wish that they knew exactly who the Rangers were, but never would tell anyone. That would be kind of cool. I do like the fact that it's about 6 o'clock where everyone is really busy, but if you look at the security cameras or the cameras in the gallery, you can see that no one is there, and that kind of made me kind of giggle a little bit. I also really want to know what was on the whiteboard. But yeah, I did like the fact that this episode showed Vargolye having a ton of abilities, but none of the drawbacks. So I think that was kind of cool. Maybe that we could see this in the Rangers much later on, but it wasn't too bad. Wholesome episode. You know, I kind of really wish that Muriel would have found out that Zoey was a Ranger, and that would have been kind of cool. But apart from that, I like it. I like the way that all the plans are now coming together. It's not going to be, we have to wait till season 2. Everything's coming together very, very slowly. And that's a good episode. So Ranger Nation, I'm going to leave it there. What did you think about this episode? Did you like it? Did you not? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in those comments. And if you've liked this video, then hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And as always, Ranger Nation, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.